What's going on, Broncos country? Welcome to another edition of Broncos Daily with your host, Kurt Valenti. If you want the latest Broncos news, Broncos talk, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, share. Please share it so other Bronco fans can get to it. And most importantly, make sure you comment. You get to your comments. I will get to them Monday through Thursday. Whatever I don't get Monday through Thursday show, I will get on Fan Take Friday in the off season. That show is dedicated to all of your comments. So please make sure you comment throughout. Again, real quick, I am on vacation this week down the Jersey Shore, so I just did a quick setup for you. I want to make sure I get you guys Bronco content, so please forgive me for the audio and video if it's not the best. But let's get to the show. Here we go. Let's go. We're going to start off with this. We have a comment. We got a lot of angry Chief fans today, so we'll get to that in a second. But Dave Gastel is saying that the Bronco defense will certainly regress this year. So, again, we'll take care of the Chief fans in a second. But will the Broncos defense be better or regress this season? I think they're going to be at least the same, and I think probably even better, right? You know, we did lose JFM. Right now there is a question mark with Jonathan Cooper, which is important. That is 100% important. But if Jonathan Cooper is back, even with the loss of JFM, where is this defense going to regress? It's another year in Vance's defense. You have a guy like Jahdae Barron, who's a first-round talent, who didn't really get on the field last year. You got two lockdown corners in Riley Moss and Surtain. The best slot corner in Jaquan McMillan, right? Your safeties are back. Linebackers on the inside, you got a lot of new, younger guys getting ready, but you still got Stranad and Singleton. Look at the front, right? You got... Zach Allen up there, DJ Jones, Nick Bonito off the edge. Where is this defense going to regress? So I don't understand it from the Kansas City fans. And we'll get into that more than anything. But, we have all pro depth at every level. And what other teams can say that, right? All pro, you got Zach Allen. All pro Nick Bonito. All pro Surtain with Hufanga. I mean, the defense is stacked. The defense is loaded. We still got nice reserve spots with the Jonah Ellises in the world, right? DeAndre Tillmans and stuff. We can get to the passer. You got Malcolm Roach. You got, youngsters now with Savion Jones and Onyedim at that defensive end spot. Who knows? We might be even go out and go get a vet. But the defense is going to regress? Where? Why? Where is he saying that this defense is going to regress? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't see it. So, again, give me specifics instead of saying they're just going to regress. Like, where are they going to regress? That's, I guess, the question. Where are they going to regress, right? So, I totally disagree with that. I think the defense is going to be as good, maybe even better. In Vance's another year as DC. So, I'm ready to go. But talking a bit about that, we have a little fun with Kansas City fans and stuff like that. But they are mad, man. They are mad and they are angry. We're going to get to some comments, right? Rick Martin. I agree. The Broncos are probably going to take a step back next year. Dave Gastel. The Broncos are looking at 8 or 9 or maybe a 9-8 season. Nix is the 20th ranked quarterback in the NFL. They have the 4th ranked RB room in the AFC West, and the defense will certainly regress. It doesn't help that you have a rookie OC who has never called plays on any level. It's a real possibility that the Raiders pass the Broncos this year. And then we've had, our good friend Jason Goblet is saying to, Dave that he lost his mind. Whatever, let's see. He's saying that it's unusual, as you think. The Broncos are not Super Bowl contenders. And just a bunch of them, they're mad, right? Like, these Chief fans are mad. So let's get to it. Why are they mad? Well, Kansas City fans are mad because it's what happens when fan bases, know that their Super Bowl window has suddenly closed and it's closing fast, and that your organization, again, don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at the Bronco fans. Be mad at your organization that they did not draft well and get ready for what was coming, right? Your best players are over the hill, Travis Kelce, lumbering up and down the field, an older Chris Jones, and a declining before the injury and now off of a major injury quarterback who was known for their mobility first and foremost, coming off a major injury. Your offensive line stinks, right? They stink. Probably one of the worst in the NFL. You just traded your best defensive player, not named Chris Jones. And your defense is, the Kansas City Chiefs are a team that you can bully, right? They don't want physicality. They don't want to be tough. You saw, they painted the picture in that Super Bowl against Philadelphia, where Philadelphia just lined up and said, we're going to punch you right in the mouth. We're going to come right after you. And you guys are going to, cry like little boop, and run away. And that's what they did. And that's the blueprint. And the NFL just said, we're just going to do what they do. They're soft, okay? All I hear, people are talking, worrying about Davis Webb. I mean, we're going to get scared because Eric Bieniemy, who nobody in NFL or even college wants, Eric Bieniemy now is going to be the difference. He's coming back. I mean, it's comical, right? What if they get Tyreek Hill back? Let him get him back. Nobody else wants him. He's washed up. So what are we talking a bit about? It's jealousy. It's because, like I said, Kansas City fans are looking up. There's the Broncos. We're the team to beat in the AFC West. And that's just what it is. But I understand. It's hard. We've been through it with Denver. We did it with the LEH, even with the Manning. Like, you're older. Your front office has done a horrific job of planning for this, right? When you have an older quarterback who's declining, coming off an injury, who's more, athletic than a quarterback passer, you have to protect them. You guys have not protected them. You guys have made your offensive line worse. So there's nothing that, again, Bronco fans, us Bronco country, we don't care. We're going to laugh. We're going to come right after Mahomes week 1. We'll get to Mahomes because your offensive line stinks. It stinks. Let's be honest. It's not good. So, I'll be honest with you. Don't worry about our defense regression. You guys shouldn't play him week 1 against us. Because we have all offseason to tee off on that offensive line. The one thing I will give Kansas City credit for is they're taking the ball out of Mahomes' hands. They paid Kenneth Walker, and they're going to become a run-first football team. It's what they should do. It's what you should do with an aging, older, declining quarterback. So, I will give them credit for that. But if they're going to go ahead, Mahomes, do what you do, you saw what they did last year. I do not want to hear about injuries. I don't want to hear it. You guys were healthy last year, and you guys what were you guys? 5-8? Come on. That's who you are now. You're 14-3. That's over. The only way you're getting that is go back on YouTube and watch highlights. That's not happening. Not for the foreseeable future. Maybe 7-8 years down the road. Who knows? But with this cast of characters, you're never going to see that. You're only going to see 14 wins by adding maybe up what you did. So they're talking 8-9, 9-8. Listen, I understand it. Because the road through the AFC West goes through Denver. Denver is better than them pretty much everywhere on the field, right? Again, if you want to say Mahomes, listen, I'll give you that, but that's a lot closer than people think. I mean, listen, we're not even going to get into that, but where are you? Who on your defense besides Chris Jones would even start on the Broncos offense? Like, Dave, that would be who? A first-round draft pick that you're taking from LSU? He's going to play over Pat Surtain or Riley Moss? No, he's not. Who? Nobody. Who on your offensive line's playing on our offensive line? Nobody. You have somebody better than Jalen Waddle? Don't say Rashee Rice because he's in jail. So who? So I understand it, but they're mad. They're mad in this chat. And we're going to find out. We're going to find out opening night, and we're going to find out after 17 weeks. Don't worry about us being 9-8 and 8-9. Worry about yourselves. You guys were a non-playoff team before injuries. I don't want to hear you guys had zero chance. When we beat you again in Denver, you had zero chance to make the playoffs. So I'm going to hear that because of injuries. Just stop. Stop. You're a declining team. You got exposed in that Super Bowl. The NFL saw that you're weak. You're soft. You guys don't want contact. You don't want to be physical. Right? And you're older and your front office has absolutely collapsed for your franchise. They collapsed. Terrible. Bad moves, bad signings, trades, not fixing the O-line. That is not my problem. That is not Broncos country's problem. That is your problem. So we'll see, right? You do not have a quarterback anymore that's in the class of Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. You don't. That's over. It's done. Reality. Stop. You're going to have a compromised quarterback who was declining the past 2-3 years anyway, coming off a major injury, who's not as athletic. Good luck. Good luck. But they're just mad. So let's be mad. It's okay, be mad. Look up, because that's where the Broncos are. Then the Raiders are going to be better than us. Don't worry about the Raiders being better. The Raiders might be better than you. The Raiders have better talent than Kansas City. I can tell you that right now. Where does Kansas City have better talent? That they don't at tight end. Where does Kansas City have better tight end talent than the Raiders? They don't. But we're going to be afraid of Eric Bieniemy? Don't worry about Davis Webb. Davis Webb will be a head coach soon enough. Maybe he'll even be ours. But you're bringing back Eric Bieniemy, who nobody wanted. Nobody wants him. My God, we're going to be petrified of Eric Bieniemy-led Kansas City Chiefs with a declining quarterback and the worst offensive line in the conference. Stop. Stop. Don't be mad. Don't hate. Don't blame me. Write to your GM. That's who put you in this hole. Your GM, not me. But it's fun to watch. Look up, because the AFC West runs through Denver. Let's get through one more thing, and we'll get to a couple comments, and then we'll wrap it up. And this is a comment about, it's from Tie Stick. Broncos need a backup who has done something for someone lately, i.e. a quarterback who has recently played a lot. Stidham is colder than cold. Kyler Murray would have been perfect. Of course a guy like Kyler Murray would have been perfect. I just don't think we would have ever got a guy like Kyler Murray, because he's going to want to go somewhere he wants to start, and he's going to Minnesota. So, but I'll tell you, one of my good friends that's down the shore with me said, what about like a David Carr? Would you take like a Derek Carr? Would you have somebody like that coming out of retirement? That is the kind of guy I would love. Again, would Carr come out of retirement to sit behind Bo Nix, though, and not play? That I don't know. But if he does, or if he got injured, that's exactly the type of guy. Experience, postseason, right? No, he didn't win a Super Bowl, but you're not going to find guys that won Super Bowls sitting on the sidelines. But experience, 100%, he's going to be out there. I would definitely take Carr coming out of retirement than Stidham. He's just a better player. Again, Tyrod Taylor, the Joe Flacco's, and I know they're not available, the Jimmy Garoppolos. Like Jimmy Garoppolo, I would take tomorrow. I would take Jimmy Garoppolo tomorrow over Jarrett Stidham. Been there, done that, played in a lot of games, just like we're talking about. The experience factor, and he's not going to it was not a good performance from Stidham. So, we will see. Again, I'm glad he's just not getting the backup spot, but even if it's between Ellinger and Stidham, listen, if a Garoppolo is available, a guy like that, a Carr becomes available, I'll do something for a backup. I'd rather do that and have that guy to where, if case we need it, if Bo goes down, we go there. Let's get to one more thing with comments. And like I said, guys, please leave the comments. I will get to them this Friday, another edition of Fan Take Friday. But let's just get to a couple of comments here. Lonnie Alexander. Broncos are definitely a better team this year. The floor is 12-5 and the ceiling is 14-3. Great work, Kurt. Thank you for that. Xanath, 9533. Last I remember, Mahomes was losing most of the games he played in. They were out of the playoffs prior to his injury. Can't wait until we crush him and the KC fan base in week 1. Yeah, it's just, listen, it's reality. And it hurts, guys. Listen, Chief fans, I was in it. We understand as Bronco fans. You guys haven't won before Mahomes. You just didn't win, right? We've been through it through Elway and Peyton. And it's not good when you're older and, you don't have the talent and it's a year or two away from being completely over. There's not much you could do, You might have a game or two that brings back memories and oh, there's the old Chiefs, but overall, You are a middle to the pack team right now. You are a middle to the pack team. Just appreciate it. Hey, hope you get into the playoffs. So don't be worried about us 8-9, 9-8, and the Raiders. You guys got to go to your life to play a playoffs team. Remember, we were in the AFC Championship game. You guys weren't even a playoff team. And that was before Mahomes got hurt. So I don't want to hear anything. And worry about your off-field stuff, too. Like, you're worried about our stuff. Just Rashee Rice. I mean, if that guy's ever somewhat sane to be on the field, just let us know. Last thing. Lonnie Alexander again. Mims had the best catch percentage last year. Mims needs to be in 50% of 3 wide receiver sets and 80% of 4 wide receiver sets. Yeah, Lonnie, we talked a bit about it. I love him, man. I think Mims is a game breaker. He was our best player in the postseason last year. Just teams couldn't stop him. Buffalo and New England could not stop him. So 100% I would love to get him more on the field. But guys, that's going to do it for another edition of Broncos Daily. Like I said, first off, thank you guys for all the subscribers. But make sure you like, follow, share, and comment on all the posts. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, podcast-wise, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And, listen, Broncos season is here, man. It's almost here, training camp coming around the corner. So I'm excited to bring you a lot of content. I love doing this. And then we'll change the routine up a little, and we'll get into our first year of doing Broncos Daily during the regular season. And we'll have, breakdowns, predictions, and we'll have a lot of stuff. So I'm excited for that. But that's going to do it for another edition of Broncos Daily today. We'll check you guys out tomorrow. And as always, go Broncos.